The beer. Atlanta has seen a boom in craft breweries, especially in the past decade. Their beers have opened up a new culture for Georgians who love the different styles and flavors that craft breweries have to offer. But what makes these breweries different from the other national breweries? Atlanta didn't start making its own beer until the mid to late 1990s. So where did they come from, and how are they so prominent today? We started our search at Atlanta's own Sweetwater Brewery.
Founded February 17th, 1997 by Freddie's Bench and Kevin McDermott. The pair met while at the University of Colorado Boulder together. They both love craft beer, so they got jobs with their local brewing companies, Boulder Brewing Company. Now they had jobs as paint washers. This is not a glamorous job. You can imagine the cabinets been sitting partially empty out in the sun for a few weeks. It's really disgusting. You don't want to be a cleaner. And they did not get paid any money, but they did get paid in free beer, which is college students they thought was awesome. So it came time to graduate and make the decision between going and getting a job in the real world, or starting to take the brewing business more seriously. They thought it was an easy choice.
The Summer Olympics of '96 brought the two to Atlanta, where they found an untapped market in craft beer. They opened up their first location off Fulton Industrial and stole the name from Sweetwater State Park. Sweetwater has a great success story. But maybe the reason they're so great is in their technique.
Now my favorite fact about this mill is it has a laser attached to it. It counts every piece of grain passing through it. Which means we get exactly what we call for our recipes. We're using a process called whirlpooling. It's exactly what it sounds like. We have a big tub back there that injects and sit along the inside. We're going to shoot beer in there really quickly. It's going to cause a whirlpool effect. All the solids are pumped in the middle. We're going to simply come in and scoop them out.
We had a lot of fun at Sweetwater and learned why they're the biggest in Atlanta. But it was time to see what Red Hair Brewing Company in Marietta was all about.
We're a little over 3.5 years old as a brewery, as in when we opened. But if you want to look at the real age of the brewery, we're more like about 7 years old.
About 7 years ago, their brewmaster Bobby bought a cheap internet brewing kit and made it in his best friend's kitchen. His best friend had some money and decided to help fund this delicious beer.
But seriously, the reason I bring that up about the original system that he started brewing on is we still screw around with that. When we're making the special things for our tap room, when we're doing new pilot batches that we just want to see what they're going to do, we will start with the smallest of the small. Fermentation is fermentation. Doesn't matter if you do it in a single tiny little bottle at 5 gallons or at 60, 40, or 80 barrels. You can make beer anywhere.
Our tour guide at Red Hair was well informed and even explained to us the process of how all beer is made.
So all beer is 4 ingredients. There's water, you may have guessed that one because it's wet. There is some sort of a malted cereal grain. There are 3 major malted cereal grains. By far and large, almost every beer in the world is made out of barley. Barley is your biggest cereal grain that you're going to use in beer. Now there's a secondary cereal grain, which, anybody had the Terrapin Rye PA? Rye is totally awesome. We love our buddies at Terrapin. And then the third most used would be something that you can make something amazing, like Weihenstephan or Hefeweizen. Or you can make an abomination, like and that is wheat. Wheat is awesome. And actually, I don't know, did y'all see all our cool posters? We have our brand new beer, our seasonal coming out, Wabbit Wheat. It's going to be delicious.
Let's jump forward and learn a little bit about how Red Hair's process makes them different from other brewers.
Your optimal fermentation temperature for almost every beer in the world is 68 degrees. You want to keep it right at 68 degrees for at least the first 2 weeks. So these are double-jacketed conical fermentation tanks, meaning you have a tank within a tank, and between the 2 tanks, you have a liquid called glycol, which is something that we can rapidly heat and cool. That's how we keep a consistent temperature. Why are they conical shaped? Because after fermentation has taken place, most of the yeast will sink down to the bottom, and that way we can capture the yeast and reuse it. We reuse our yeast up to 7 to 8 times. Smile and nod, it saves you money, it's good, come on. So, guys, these tanks we have here are 40 barrels, 60 barrels, and 80 barrels respectively. We make a lot of beer here, guys, and we are now doing pretty much 24/7 fermentation. I mean, we are running at full capacity, making as much beer as we can still not fulfill demand. Good problem to have.
Red Hair was a favorite of mine before I visited them, but that feeling was strengthened after meeting the crew. Speaking of the crew, I gathered mine for one last brew tour. Between work, school, and planning errors, I only had enough time for one more brewery. We visited the Monday Night Brewing Company with hopes to tie one on. I really wish that we could have made a video for them, but due to a tragic incident, their tap system going out, their tour guides and bartenders were on red alert and trying their best to serve everyone and keep a happy environment that night. I have respect for their courage and patience in this trying hour because they really did their best, and we ended up having a blast overall. In all the commotion, they didn't end up giving any tours that night, but I feel as if I would have done them an injustice if I didn't include them, because believe me when I say, they're worth it. I later visited their website and learned that they started as a Bible study in a garage where they decided one week to start brewing beer for kicks. They got really good at it and the rest is history. They brew some of the tastiest beers that Atlanta can make, and I can't wait to visit them again.